I don't know how to say this in this podcast, and this is very sad news. And probably most of the wrestling world knows this already. The Ultimate Warrior has passed away. Rest in peace, the Ultimate Warrior. He just got a Hall of Fame this past Saturday night. Um, my friend and myself was discussing stuff on Skype, and he was looking on his Twitter, and WWE, actually Triple H said something on Twitter about it. My friend was discussing a few minutes. Then a lot of people discussed it. I thought it was someone's hacking Triple H's account because some people do that kind of stuff, just being mean, and the whole Facebook and Twitter is blowing up. My friend, give me your thoughts and tell everyone your thoughts about the whole what happened yesterday.
Well, it's kind of sad. Well, not kind of, but it is sad. It's a tragedy, not really tragedy, I guess you could say, but it's just an unfortunate event that happened. Um, you know, there's another one in the wrestling world and stuff like that, which is sad. And Warrior wasn't even that old. That he was 54. That's old, but not. Some people are meant to live longer than that and all this, and I guess Warrior just wasn't. I don't know, like basically, we were skyping and stuff, and I seen it on the Twitter about Triple H, and I was like, okay, maybe it's got hacked. But then a bunch of other people started posting it. They made videos about it, and then I knew it was official. WWE.com confirmed it. Every wrestling website was confirming it. It was on the news. It got on the news awful fast. That
Yeah.
was
Yep.
surprising. And it was just all over. And it's kind of ironic, though. It's like Warrior knew this was going to happen because on Raw, in this promo he cut, he said, "Every man's heart will beat its last beat, and every man's lungs will breathe its last breath." I just thought that was kind of odd. And then the next night he dies. It almost like he kind of predicted the future. He jinxed himself. But I'm not trying to assume anything, but at least we know it wasn't suicide or murder because he pretty much collapsed outside with his wife. They were going to the car and he collapsed. He was leaving, I guess, his house or his hotel room in Arizona. Well, he lives out in Arizona, I'm guessing. He was leaving the house with his wife and he collapsed right in front of her. Wow, that's a crazy image in her mind that she's gonna have for the rest of her life. And his two young daughters and stuff like that. They were just seeing him all. He maybe on the outside you could tell on the outside he was happy, but in the inside he probably something was bothering him, but he wasn't telling anybody about it. But you know, he made up with a lot of guys. Warrior is one of those guys that had a lot of heat back in the day. And he came back, 20 some years later, and he got into the Hall of Fame. He made up with McMahon, made up with a bunch of guys, Kevin Nash, the fans, that fans that didn't like him. I guess you could say he grew back on them. And it's honestly sad. Wow, he joins the likes of Macho Man and Owen Hart, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero,
Brian
all
Pel-
those.
Brian Pillman.
Yep, all those guys.
Yep.
Andre the Giant. All those legends. It's uh, British Bulldog. It's just it's sad. It's unfortunate, but what can you do about it, really? And I read reports and stuff that a lot of people that was around Warrior this weekend said that he wasn't looking too good. He didn't act really right like he normally would. He was sweating a lot. Apparently, that has something to do with it. I honestly think Warrior something was wrong with Warrior. Well, from what I read, it was a health issue. That's what at least the police department is the reporting. It was a health issue or something happened to him. It had something to do with like a health issue. And also, here's something else I kind of put together. I was watching a few people's videos and I kind of agree with them. And this is kind of my logic too. Maybe all this emotion and stuff and all the emotion of getting into the Hall of Fame, making up with all these guys, all these fans, and stuff, happy for him and the promo on Raw. Maybe it just got to him, like it was so emotional, like he couldn't, his body couldn't take it, his heart couldn't take it, and pretty much he passed on, like his heart. I'm pretty sure back in Warriors' time he took steroids. I mean, look at the muscles on the guy. I mean, no, pretty much everybody back then took steroids, and they still take steroids to this day. That's a cause, and that's the death of a lot of wrestlers. Roid rage. Just look at Chris Benoit, you know. So, um, wow, it's just I don't know. It's kind of sad too. I should have got the DVD. Well, I didn't know he was gonna pass on, but I should have got the his new Blu-ray or whatever, new DVD or whatever when it came out. I could have watched this whole story in his documentary. I mean, I'll still watch it. I'm gonna get it, but you know, it's just kind of. I wish I would have kind of watched it before he passed on, but you know, none of us knew it was gonna happen. So yeah, I'll get that and watch it. I'll do it for Warriors memory. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, I was very shocked when I heard the news because, what you said earlier about Skype. We were just talking on Skype for a while because we were planning our trip about Mania 31. And you said, Rara, guess what? Boyer passed away. And I thought, and probably you thought, it was a joke because a lot of people like to joke around about this stuff. You know what I'm saying, Tony?
Yeah.
And that's not cool when people say that. And I really thought that if this really confirmed, Triple H is gonna make a video on it, but he never did. He just tweeted about it, and later on, a lot of people tweeted about it, and even it got out in the news. The official websites. Finally, it's official today. Um, and probably it'll be in the local paper tomorrow or whatever. It's just very, very sad news. At least that we put him in the Hall of Fame before he passed away. Not like Macho Man or Owen Hart, but we all know about Owen Hart situation right now, or Bulldog. There's a lot of guys, Tony, should be in the Hall of Fame already, but a lot of them are passed away already.
Yeah, I guess Triple H is gonna talk about the Warriors' death on ESPN.
Yeah, yep. So I don't know if it's on TV. Hopefully it is, or I hope I don't know when it's gonna be aired, my viewers. If so, let us know down below.
Yeah, actually, Warrior. What's it called too? Warrior and Triple H have they have a somewhat of I guess you could say a past. If you don't remember, WrestleMania 14, Warrior and Triple H, right?
Yes.
Well, when he was known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and that was kind of a squash match. Warrior, I guess you could say Triple H, I guess, put over Warrior. I don't really know, but I remember that they had a match at WrestleMania 14. It wasn't the greatest match, but
Nope.
It just goes to show that Warrior has a lot of history with some of the guys that are still around.
Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of Warrior because I grew up with Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, and Warrior. But probably I mostly focus on Hogan and Macho Man. I mean, don't get me wrong, he has a great match. Probably the one that really stands out is Warrior versus Hogan for the champion versus champion. IC belt versus the WF belt at the time. The other matches are just average. Like when you face Rick Rude or Honky Tonk Man. I mean, that really did not stand out as much as the Hogan match, Tony.
He faced Macho Man too, and they had a little team.
Oh yeah, yep. What do you call them?
All the Ultimate War. What was it?
Ultimate Maniacs.
Yeah.
Yep. And they had a great match, I think, for WrestleMania 7. The career match, I think, because...
Oh, Warrior versus Macho Man?
Yep.
That was a good match.
I think it was good,
Yeah.
And then he had a good match, Warrior versus Rick Rude, SummerSlam 91, classic steel cage match, the blue one, that was awesome.
That was in New Jersey, I believe.
Yes. Now, you told me yesterday about the Hall of Fame, so go ahead and tell everyone if they don't know about the W Network.
I guess, well, as of right now, I guess you could say they took it off the network, the Hall of Fame and everything, and probably going to be a delay, or they probably won't put on his documentary on there yet, or they might not do it at all. I really think they should keep the Hall of Fame on there, because that's paying respect to him and stuff, but maybe they want to set up something special. Like, they took it off because they're going to set up something, like a little memorial or something like that, and then they're going to put it back on there with some other footage or something of him. Maybe that's why they took it off, or maybe they just took it off because they don't want it on there. But I just think that if they're not going to put it back, I just think that's wrong for the fans that don't have network. Then again, you can always watch it on streams. But I'm just saying because Warrior should be honored, and he should be, he should be, what's the word I'm looking for? um, honored and cherished. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what you're looking for, Tony.
Yeah, like he, and all that. So I don't know why they take it off, but maybe they're planning on doing something special for him and stuff. But if that's not the case, then wrong decision, WWE. Keep it up.
Yep. But
Keep.
when the DVD comes out, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna cut out all the stuff out anyway. So
They're probably gonna cut out a bunch of stuff in the Hall of Fame. I just don't see it being in the entirety. I don't know why, because it was so long. I think the entire Hall of Fame, when it is released on Blu-ray and DVD, it should be all in its entirety.
yeah, I agree. Especially if it's on Blu-ray. But that's just my theory. But I remember back in the day, they never ever cut out Mania. But I guess it was not really a big deal back then. But now it is. But rest in peace, Warrior. You're gonna be missed. I don't know if Hogan and Warrior ever passed things up, did they?
I've heard people be saying in their videos that they did, but I didn't see any footage or photos of it.
Yeah. See, so I don't know. At least
Then again, though, I'm wrong. I actually just learned this earlier. I was reading Hogan's Twitter, and Hogan tweeted out saying, I guess they did. I was reading Hogan's Twitter, and he said something about they did patch it up this past weekend.
oh, that's good.
He said they patched it up. They hugged. They cried, and they hugged it out and all that, and they cried with each other, and they patched things up, and they were on good terms. That's kind of good now that. I guess you could say it makes you feel good, especially Hogan. Now that Warrior is gone, I guess Hogan can be like, it's good. I patched things up. I bet Hogan only wishes he could have patched things up with Macho Man before Macho Man went.
Yeah, pretty much. Now you said something about Monday Night. Yeah, I saw when he went to the ring. He didn't look very well because he was going slow and he was limping, and I didn't know why he did not say nothing to the family members. Maybe because it was a big moment for him this past weekend at Mania. You know, Tony.
Yeah, and he didn't. When he shook the ropes, it wasn't really as strong as a grip as normally it would have been. I don't know if the ropes were just too strong for him, or he was something, something was bothering him. But I think it was something that was bothering him. But yeah, in this case, I think it was just something. He something was wrong with him, and he knew it. I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong. He didn't know it, but I just feel like something that serious. There's got to be an explanation. I mean, he had to know about it. And in this case, when something's bothering all this, a lot of this is where a lot of the wrestlers make the mistake. They don't tell anybody to keep it to themselves, and then they end up, I guess you could say, paying the price for it. They something happens to them. They either have a heart attack or they just die. And I just don't. I think that a lot of these deaths that's kind of come to that where some wrestlers had health issue and they don't tell anybody and they die from it. It's just if you tell somebody, maybe you can avoid it and they'll still be here and stuff. They can get treatment, whatever, to get medicine for it, or maybe you can't get medicine for it, but maybe they'll be able to live a little bit longer than they did. So I don't know. Maybe it's just, I guess he didn't want to. He didn't tell his wife or tell anybody because he didn't want to scare anybody or whatever. He didn't want to ruin the moment, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I really feel sorry for the wife because um, the Warrior was the last person. It was the wife. You know how he passed away, and now she's gonna be had nightmares, or I can't really describe it, but it's I don't know how the wife is gonna tell the kids. You know when they happen. You know.
Yeah, and that's crazy. And here's another thing too, is he, what do you call it? Like it's kind of just sad because I mean he just signed like a multi-year deal with the company. He signed a Legends contract. I bet that makes fans feel good. That makes me feel good that he patched things up with the company. And they allowed him to come back and work with them and stuff. That makes you feel good deep down inside that. After all these years, the company and stuff, and the superstar that they had problems with back then, I hope a lot more superstars to take notice from this. Like, if they had problems in the company in the past, they come back and patch it up and, come back to WWE. But he signed a Legends contract. I know a part of the Legends contract, I think, is working a couple matches, but I guess that ain't going to happen, sadly. But,
Yep. Very sad.
It is. But I just thought it's just so creepy and strange how the way he said on Raw, like, about the last breath and, and all that, it just kind of felt like he knew it was going to happen or something. Like I don't know, it's just strange.
Yep.
The next day, and it happens.
I guess they could use that money for the kids and the wife now.
Yeah, they must. They should put it towards them. What
or
else would it be for?
or for the good charity. I don't. I'm not too sure, but it's very sad. I have this old school of his first wrestling DVD, the Warrior Self Destruct. They bashed the hell out of it, Tony, and I don't know why they did that. Maybe because they were upset with Warrior, but
Because they had heat with them.
yeah, but they shouldn't make a DVD out of it, you know.
I know. I'm guessing that they just wanted to embarrass him or something.
I mean, it's alright, but they could do a
And it
lot.
wasn't the best. Maybe
No,
that's why they made this new one because Warrior is coming back. They made up the company and stuff. Warrior and all them got on good terms, and so they made him a new one and they let him talk like in his. They let him see at the time. They just threw it together that old one and threw matches with it,
yep.
matches together and stuff. And they didn't because they didn't ask him to come on board and talk about it and do a documentary for it because they were on bad terms. So later on, 10 and 20 years later, they agreed to it, and they patched things up, and so they made another one with him with a documentary.
Yeah, and the wrestlers at the time, I think John Cena or Y2J, they bashed the hell out of Warrior about it, and Warrior still didn't like it. Had he had um um I can't really describe it, but they hurt his feelings, you know.
Yeah,
But I don't think WWE should have done that, you know. Just because they were on bad terms, is that really necessary? Make a DV out of it? No.
no,
Austin and WWE was on bad terms at the time, weren't they?
yeah,
Look at speaking of WWE bad terms, CM Punk's on bad terms, right? He walked out. Do you think they can make a DVD out of him? Of self-destruct or CM Punk? No.
no, because they already made a DVD off him. The reason and that was Warrior's first DVD though too. They wanted to put a DVD out there of him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Can you imagine if Punk didn't have no DVD until now? Oh my gosh, it'd be a worse one.
It would.
Yep. And I don't know how Warrior found out about this bad DVD. I guess it got around, huh?
It was worldwide.
Yeah. But very sad news. Um, I hopefully they still gonna sell his merchandise on W.com. Are they? You think?
Yeah, they're selling shirts and stuff.
Oh, good. I thought they're gonna yank that out because the family.
Yeah, true. That's how Macho Man is, but they keep his shirts.
I don't know. I think no, listen, going on to another subject about Macho Man. He needs to go in the Hall of Fame, Tony. No doubt about it.
Yep, Owen Hart does too.
Oh yeah. Hopefully it's gonna maybe the widow will say okay he could be in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully something happens.
Yeah.
It was a mistake by McMahon, you know.
Mhm.
But whatever. But you got anything else to say about this very sad news?
Just I guess you could say, just rest in peace, Warrior. You had a great career, and it was good. I guess you could say it was not good. It was great that you patched things up with the company.
Yep.
They accepted you back. You guys got on good terms. You patched things up with pretty much everybody you had heat with, and now you're up there in heaven with Macho Man and all those other legends that you worked together over the years.
Paul Bearer.
And yep, and now I guess you could say he's in the squirrel circle in heaven.
Yep. And how many wrestlers died right now currently? 3 right now, right? This year.
Mae Young, Viscera, and Warrior.
God, man, and it's not gonna end. It's gonna keep on going.
It is, whether it's a fatal tragedy or it's just a natural cause of death or it's just, you're getting older, they get murdered. I mean, I'm not trying to say anything, but, I mean, obviously more deaths will be happening.
Yep. And you told me yesterday that people thought Warrior got it was a suicide or somebody killed him. I said, come on now, no.
People are just assuming stuff. I guess they just want to get other people talking and stuff. They just want to make up things to get people talking. Anything to get people talking and stuff. And what's it called? Warrior. You know what? It was good that Warrior got to be on Raw one last time.
Oh yeah, I think he knew. He knew because the way he walked down the ramp and in the ring, he just not himself.
Exactly.
And probably it was to doing the same thing backstage, and people asking for help, saying, "No, I'm good," and then he walked to his car. I don't know if he was going home or going somewhere, and he just died. No, I heard he just died to the hospital. I heard.
Well, he collapsed
Yeah,
out
at
in the
home.
parking lot, and then they brought him to the hospital, and he died there. He was pronounced dead.
So probably his wife was just all bawling in tears.
Yeah, I mean, Warrior left for a while at WWE, and then he came back in '96, and he had a little short run, and he made his little big return at WrestleMania 14, as we were saying, and he faced Triple H.
Yep. Can you imagine if Triple H faced him in early 2000? You know the current Triple H, you know, and then the current Warrior, if they were on better terms, it'd probably be a decent match, you know.
Yeah, because back then Triple H was not the greatest wrestler. He was just
No.
getting into the business, and
Yep.
Warrior, he had good matches, but
Yeah.
I would like to see how they would have done now.
Yeah. So I mean, Warrior only had like a few good matches. I mean, not all of his matches was freaking awesome. Like, I mean, he had great interest music. I like how he runs down the aisle, and some of the matches were squash matches, and that's not good. But I guess that's the one. That's
That's
how.
how you make a star.
Yeah, but maybe back in the day, but not now, right?
No.
Probably the only guy who does that right back in the day. But that's another discussion, maybe. But I doubt it. But it's very sad news once again for Warrior. Ultimate Warrior passed away. Was it Tuesday night this happened?
Yep.
Man, I was still shocked. Everyone was shocked. Man, holy crap. You got anything to say before we end this podcast, Tony?
Just rest in peace, Warrior. My prayers and everything, and my compassion goes out to your family, your wife, your beautiful wife, and your two young daughters. And I hope they get through this. I know it's gonna be hard. I know the feeling to lose a loved one, and I'm pretty sure everybody does. And just I guess all you can do is just hope for the best.
Yep, I same thing for me. My heart goes out to the family and the loved ones who loves the Warrior. And if you don't have the new Warrior DVD, pick it up on Blu-ray or DVD. Hopefully the stores don't yank it off because of what happened. So it sucks, but it's very
It is
sad.
gonna suck. It is gonna suck if I go to buy it tomorrow. Like just to say, oh, we took it off the shelves and it's still out, but they're saying, oh, we're discontinuing or something. I'm gonna be like so mad. What? I can't buy this?
Yeah,
Okay.
that sucks. Just because
Oh,
I hopefully we can still find it somewhere.
if I can't get it in stores, I guess I'll have to look online. But the prices will be raised up online.
Oh yeah, but that's all we're gonna say. One more time, rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. At least you're in the Hall of Fame. That is a good thing. Goodbye, everyone, and follow us on Twitter. The Tag Team Champions are out of here. Goodbye, everyone.